Well, hey everybody, Shane here, and I've got Dorian and Keegan with me today. We just made it to Indian Cave State Park. Yep, hey, that's about an hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes away from where we live. Oh, I've got the hiccups. I just got done paying for us to camp. We don't actually have to put where we're necessarily going to be camping as long as we say we have a tent or a hammock. I wrote in here hammock. But the cool thing is it's $8 to camp here. $8. For us, that's extremely cheap. I put a little extra something in here just because the money goes to a good use. We use it, right? So remember, when you're paying for camping, don't be afraid to throw a little extra cash in there. They'll appreciate it. They really will. And it goes to good use. I mean, when you see this place, you'll see why. So, all right. Well, we'll see when we get to camp. Alright guys, well we're here, and if you notice I'm wearing my bibs because it literally is like 34, 35 degrees, and we came to another camp spot where there's not so much wind, which is actually really working out in our benefit, and we actually found one that had plenty of firewood. The boys are actually looking for more firewood right now. I'm going to set up a hammock, and I'm going to set up our Marmot tungsten two-person tent, and we'll be back. I just want to get this stuff going on before it gets too dark. We're fighting daylight right now. And you don't know what's on it? I'm keeping one of the sleeping pads still in a Sea to Summit bag, just because the weather's been really inclement lately and rainy and all that good jazz. So that's what we do. In the cold weather, I do not wait for these things to self-inflate, so I'll blow it up. I've heard people tell me this before. Oh, you shouldn't do that. I've had this thing for 3 years and it's never ruined it yet. It works just fine. So in cold weather, if your thermarest ProLite does not self-inflate very easily, I do store these things open and with the valve open as well. But you know what? Cold weather, just how it is, guys. So I'm gonna blow into it, and I'm sure I'll catch some flack for it, but there's my reasoning. I don't even need to really have a reason, but just to save all the trolls on YouTube. Now, one of the last times that I was actually putting my Nemo Cosmo sleeping pad together, the only time I've ever ran into this, this is a one-way valve here. This little, looks like a little happy face on the inside. It's a diaphragm that sits over so that way it will pull air, but won't allow air to escape back out of it. So, Steve and I were camping out in the little woodland area that we had found, and as I was doing that, I noticed that there was just a little bit of a crinkle in there, and I was probably pumping this thing for a good 5 minutes. It never takes me that long. It takes me about 2 minutes, if that. And yeah, so if you guys do get the Nemo Cosmos sleeping pad, this is, it says up here, it's the Insulated Light 20R Primaloft. I've used this thing down to, it was 40 below with the wind chill, so, and I didn't get cold. I didn't get cold butt at all. I actually slept really, really good. So, it's worth it, my opinion, worth it. But just watch that little valve when you're pumping it, and that's really it. Keegan's cutting some firewood over there. Here's Keegan set up. We got him set up now. He's got his, tonight he's using the Grand Trunk Skeeter Beater. Probably going to throw the Funky Force tarp over him just because condensation. It's supposed to be really cold tonight. Maybe it'll help keep some heat in. And there's some twigs up there. He's using the old, this is a cold weather bag here. It's an intermediate bag, super duper warm, on top of the Thermarest ProLite there.
and he will be sleeping in thermals, and he actually brought he brought a set of bib overalls he said he's going to sleep in. Dorian and I will be sleeping in the Marmot Tungsten too. Dorian's stocking cap. He's got a sleeping pad underneath here, insulated pad. Then he has a 50-degree sleeping bag, and then he's got a 30-degree bag underneath, and then I've got a 40-degree bag, insulated pad. I got a 50-degree fleece blanket I'm using as a pillow just in case one of us get a chill, and that's a Snug Pack Thermalon. It's supposed to give me roughly 10 degrees for the bag, but just in case, since we are car camping, the very bottom we have a very large comforter that we can pull over us if we get cold. It's supposed to drop down to below freezing tonight, which is probably, according to the news, about 30 degrees Fahrenheit, and that's without the wind chill. So nobody's ever really showed the tabs when they open these up, so I was always thinking these things were just held by friction, but no, a little Velcro tab there to help evacuate some of the heat that you're building up in there from breathing heavy. So, but that's how we are. That's our car camp setup. Nothing spectacular but to us, it's pretty awesome. We've got a nice woodland. I can't wait to wake up in the morning and have some coffee and just stare into these woods for a while and watch the morning wildlife, because I know it's going to look great. When we got here, I could still see some of it, and it's a great view. All right, guys. Well, we actually have a pretty nice little fire pit over here. It's a square fire pit, and the boys collected a bunch of firewood. There was some wood that was already here, but we might just end up using that to cook on, because we don't usually use the fire pit very often. We normally just use one of our stoves, but it's up to the kids if they want to use their stoves or if they want to do this, because, you know, this is also fun for them and this is a good outdoor experience. So we'll see. All right, guys, well, see here, we've got our food going. We're making this black bean burrito mix that we like. It's just a can of black beans, some onion, some taco seasoning, and some cheese on top. We didn't do the taco seasoning this time because Daddy forgot the taco seasoning, and the only taco seasoning we had was from our last time. I know it was in a foil pack, but you know, I just didn't want to use that. I know, I'm weird like that. But got the GSI kettleless going here so we can have some hot chocolate. They want ramen also, because it's kind of what they love to do, is they like to cook their noodles. So Keegan has his heavy cover canteen, and Dorian has his stainless steel military USGI canteen with his Pathfinder lid on it. I found a Walmart spork in our stuff, which is good because I don't want to damage the Teflon inside my GSI Bugaboo skillet here. So Dorian is using my heavy cover spork right now over there. That's honestly, that's the only spork I really carry. Keegan's rocking out his, what are those? Those are the Sea to Summit kit. He has his heavy cover in his bag, but you know, we all like to change our stuff up every now and then. Yeah. So I just checked the temperature in the car. It is 29 degrees Fahrenheit, and here we are around the fire in just our sweat, you know, our sweaters, and I think Dorian's not even wearing a stocking hat. So we're staying nice and warm. There's literally no, like, no breeze, really. I mean,
and there's nobody around us, too.
Yeah, and there's nobody around us, so it's really nice. So once we got the black beans cooked down here, I just take this El Cheapo Fiesta Blend cheese and literally just pour it over the top. Pull it off the fire and let the cheese melt. I'll put it over here. And that's about it. What's that, Dorian?
Little dirt never hurt.
That's right, little dirt never hurt. Tonight looks like we're doing some multi-grain tortillas, so if I can find my, here it is.
Them out.
Yep, Dorian picked them out for us. Oh yeah.
Wait, do you like them?
Yeah, I'm sure we'll like them. Pretty good?
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty, well, due to some coyotes outside, Keegan wasn't exactly comfortable sleeping in the hammock, so all three of us are in the tungsten two-person tent. It's actually pretty good. We're pretty roomy, and cool thing about this tent is it has vestibules on either side, so we can put all of our bulky stuff like our shoes and our bibs out there. I've got my bibs behind me here. I'm
Those
using them as a
bibs?
pillow. Those are my bib overalls.
Oh.
I'm using mine as a pillow, so we're going to get some shut-eye. It looks like we've warmed it up in here enough that it's,
You don't feel your breath.
yeah, we can't see our breath. So I'm going to go ahead and read a book to these guys, or read a little bit of a book to these guys, and we'll catch you guys in the morning.
Peace out.
Peace
Love
out.
you guys.
Love you guys, he said. All right. Good morning. Good morning. It's time to go get some breakfast on. I just checked the temperature on the car and on my little thermometer, and it's about 34, 35 degrees Fahrenheit. So it's not freezing, but it's a little bone chilling. So I'm gonna come down here, off from where our tent is, and I'm gonna go ahead and grab as much dead hanging wood as I can find. Just some small stuff to get the fire going. I've got some bigger stuff up there, but I want to get the fire going again. They're wrestling in the tent. But they're keeping themselves warm, that's what matters. So I'm gonna get this big fire going and get those little hands and feet warm that I brought along with me. Use these zip tire starters again. They're pretty handy. The thing is, I don't have to worry about using really itty bitty twigs with this. This stuff's kind of cool. I didn't hear anybody talking.
He's like over here. Kim, look. Kim, look. What?
Alright guys, well we got our area cleaned up, and we're going to head down to the Indian cave itself. we just really had a good morning, just hung out and we played, and I took down camp while the kids ran all over this place and explored, climbed trees, and so we're gonna go down to the Indian Cave now. We're gonna take a look at that. They really want to go down there. It's way like on the other side of the whole area, so we're not gonna walk all the way through here. And plus we kind of have a time frame that we're in because this is Thanksgiving. It's still early. It's about 8 o'clock in the morning. So we literally woke up when the sun was coming up because we went to bed at like 8 o'clock at night. It was pitch black. Yeah, it got dark around, geez, I don't know, 5:30. It was like completely dark out. So we had our fire going, and you know, we had a good night. We had a really, really, really good night. So yeah, we're gonna head down here now, and we're just gonna it's gonna be fun. We're gonna take the van and we're gonna go down to where there's some there's water spigots. We're gonna wash our dishes, and then we're gonna go check out Indian Cave. So we'll see you guys there. Well, just on the other side of where we were camping, 1883, 1888, there is a cemetery, only 5 years old. Oh, this is probably like a family area. So some flowers over there. "11 years old, 10 months and 16 days. It's upsetting to see when children pass away. So, and then on the back side of the cemetery here, there are horses. No, we're not going to mess with their horses. They're not our horses. So it's kind of odd to see. We came right around the back side of the woodland on the road here, and there's a cemetery. These woods right here, we were camped right on the other side of there. So Pardon my humblest abodes, Ray Dean Weddle. My spirit is out right now, but I'll see you later on. No pity for me, I accomplished what others wished they had done. My most aristocratic friends was my loving cats. Fought for civil and gun rights, I learned counsel from Indians. I lived by the sword, yet died by something more destructive. Ordinary I wasn't. Wild I was. Boldly I lived. Oh, what an adventurous journey it was. RDW, 1994. He was a Leo, so August area, 1942 till when I died. Alright, and here's Indian Cave. It's carving, guys, it wouldn't be writing.
Huh?
It's carvings. It's gonna be hard to see.
Oh, carvings. Where's the Indian face? There's deep.
You'll see. Let's see if we can find some.
Hey, there's a face up there. Right there.
That's from somebody. That's not from Native American. Some of these here, you can see, are from people. But, like those ones right there, those are from the natives. You can see here. It says, centuries ago, Native Americans inhabited the cave area. They left behind examples of primitive art called petroglyphs, incised or carved into the sandstone cliffs. The drawings were the artist's way of recording events that may have affected them, but not necessarily the entire tribe or clan. It's pretty cool. These petroglyphs were likely carved some 1500 to 1800 years ago by nomadic people who used the area for temporary shelter as they traveled up or down the river for seasons. Another theory holds that the Indian cave may be the bison's lodge from the tawny animal lodges. The 6 to 9 buffalo shapes incised in the walls of the cave support the theory. Here are some of the petroglyphs. It says, let your eyes roam from the walls to find some 15 carvings in this section of the cave. Look for many bison, a man astride a horse, a bird in geometric shapes. There's also a fish with legs, but is another section of the cave. So let's see if we can find some other ones besides the actual people's carvings here. Because there's Hannah. I doubt Hannah was anything, but you can see some bison here. I would think it would be up, or at least in the roughly the same area as that. Because if this was at one time a closed cave, that means this underneath here was probably the bottom before it washed out. There we go. There's another one right there. Yeah, buddy. Honey, I know, it's all over here too. It's a shame. Do you see any shapes though that look like animals? They'll be roughly in that same area that you're in right there. Let's see. Just a bunch of people. Just a bunch of people.
Daddy, come here. Let me show you something. Up there it says J plus R. Look. Look. That little thing, it's like this. Oh, it's the MR. See that? It's like this.
Yep.
I like that because it's like.
Yeah. A lot of graffiti, but you know the funny thing is the cave, the petroglyphs, in essence they're graffiti as well, so it's all art. There's the other one with the cross in its body.
I can see it. Oh,
And you can see the little arrow.
Where's the arrow?
The arrow's right there. It's kind of faded out, and you can see the other arrow right here. And you can kind of see
Oh,
the
like the
streak.
little. I see it. Like the little fin. It's right there on like the edge of the stone. It's right there.
Yeah.
This is really Indian writing.
It's funny because the more you look at it, the less you start to see the names, and the more you start seeing the other carvings, which is neat.
Hannah.
All right, Bob Knight 808. Here's another part of the Missouri. It's a wee bit wider, huh? Alrighty, well, we are headed home from the Indian cave. We had a fun night camping and cooking and eating and just kind of hanging out, being with each other and enjoying it, and you know, being thankful for what we have. So thanks for coming along with us, and I hope you all enjoy your Thanksgiving and your family. Take care.